What's poppin', boys and girls? I have to stop saying what's poppin', boys. I have to just say what's poppin', people, because I have a female and male audience. I think it's about a 75-25 split, if I remember correctly, which isn't even horrible. But today you read the title of the video, and we're going to be talking about why keeping your social life in check is so crucial to your happiness. And so I've gone through different phases in my life, and these phases can go on like a life basis, but they can also go on like a monthly or a weekly basis. Like literally, sometimes I'm hanging out with people every day of the week pretty much, and then some weeks I just pretty much go loner mode and just stick to my own thing. And when I used to go loner mode, it was even worse than now, like when I would just be alone for a while, because I wouldn't have like a purpose or like a goal to work towards like I do now. Like right now, if I'm alone, I can work out, I can make videos, I can blah blah blah, all this important stuff that I actually have to do. But back in the high school days, when I wouldn't hang out with people for a while, and I was often left in this situation because I didn't really know how to get myself into like these big party groups on weekends. And believe me, I tried, but it was just not working out for me. It wasn't meant to be, I guess. But I couldn't get into those groups, and none of the other people from what I knew actually hung out on weekends because a lot of them were playing sports. Most of them were pretty busy, didn't want to hang out. And I come from a place where everyone always hangs out, which is New York City. So I'm more used to being super social and like open with people. And then when I moved to New Jersey, to like a more suburban, it's not even that rural. It's actually pretty city-like where I'm at compared to most of New Jersey. But after I moved here, it was like, wow, no one wants to hang out. So yeah, definitely don't like completely neglect your human need to hang out with people, if you will. But I did notice that there is also the opposite problem where you hang out with people like every day and then you don't get anything done. Like literally you just screw around all day. Maybe you have a few productive conversations, but most of the people that I've seen, like besides a few, they don't really have that much to say. And that sounds really rude, but they don't. So the best way I can explain this is they're more in it from like the vibe than the conversation that's to be had. Which sounds weird, but it's actually true. Like think to your friends right now. How many of them are actually on self-improvement? How many of them are actually trying to like grind their way to the finish line and like do things productive for themselves? I'm sure a few of them are, but a lot of them are not. And that's also what you gotta realize, is that the people that you let in can make a huge impact on like your moods and stuff like that. Like I used to have this one friend that I would hang out with like every weekend pretty much, and honestly, I'm the kind of person who likes to give everyone like an extreme amount of chances, which is kind of a bad thing because it shows like a lack of gusto. Like I can't say no to someone, right? But I would hang out with this kid every weekend, and the kid was like really toxic. Like yeah, we would go to fun places, but the things he would say were like so weird and rude and condescending, and we would always argue about politics and just random stuff that literally doesn't do anything for anyone. I remember we were driving home from the city one time, and we got into like a yelling match about some random stuff, like some political argument. And it's just so silly. Like, you have to really consider your friendships and decide which ones are actually benefiting you and which ones are just either one-sided relationships or literally with people that you just don't want to be friends with, because life is just too short to waste time on people that you don't actually care about, as harsh as it might sound. So definitely make sure that you're hanging out with the right crowd. That's the most important thing. But another important thing is the time management part of it. And if you have like a high quality circle, they'll probably be more on the side of not ever being able to hang out versus having the ability to hang out every day. If someone can hang out every single day or like every other day, depending on the situation, chances are they're probably not doing anything with their lives and they're just like sitting around. So unless they make like a specific time for it and they're like super disciplined, so they say like 12 to 2 of every day I'm hanging out with you, that's different. But if they're overall just free, chances are they're not that productive. And I'm actually dropping a lot of hard truths in this video, which I didn't really intend, but it is what it is. I think this is good for you guys. So again, just a little recap. Don't neglect your need to hang out with people. Don't hang out with people too much. And also, don't hang out with the wrong people. And it might be hard to tell if someone is good or bad, but just really ask yourself, do they want what's best for you or not? If the answer is no, you gotta cut them off straight away. That's pretty much the best advice I can give you on maintaining relationships versus cutting them loose. And that's basically it for the video. I can't think of anything else super important. If I forgot anything, I'll leave it in the description. I think I'm gonna start doing that now. Instead of like writing some notes before the video, I'm just gonna leave whatever I forgot in the description, because when I'm rewatching the video, I'm often realizing that, oh, I should have said X, Y, and Z. So I'll definitely include that in the description. But for now, that's pretty much it. And thank you for watching. See you later.